Welcome to our biology lessons مع دكتور هناء. Our lesson today about extinction. Living organisms are always in case of equilibrium. The number of certain kind of organisms doesn't exceed the number of another species. When animals and plants cannot adapt or lose their natural environment, they will die and become extinct. What's meant by extinction? Extinction is the dying out of all members of species of living organisms. The date of death of the last individual of that species بنسميها moment of extinction. What is the evidence that support the presence of dinosaurs? مين عارف بقى? What is the evidence? Yes, the presence of fossils. تعالوا نشوف what are the fossils. Fossils are remains or traces of living organisms that have turned to rock. طب ايه هي remains وايه هي traces? Remains mean a part of its body, like skull of the all living organism, a part of its bone. طب ايه هي traces? Traces indicate the activities of all living organisms, like the footprint of a dinosaur. Why did organisms go extinct? Extinction divided according to the age. Extinction in old ages and extinction in recent ages. Extinction in old ages also called mass extinction. طب ليه قالوا عليه mass extinction؟ لأن حصل extinction for large number of living organisms. Extinction in old ages أو mass extinction. أول reason عندي للold extinction أو mass extinction is meteorites impacts with the earth. When the meteorites fall on the earth's surface, it kills most of the living organisms below it. 2. The violent earth movement also may affect the presence of living organisms on earth. Long glacial ages. 4. Emission of poisonous gases from active volcanoes that kill most of the living organisms. Examples of extinct animal in old ages. We have 2 examples like mammoth and dinosaur. Now with the extinction in recent ages. طبعا recent ages دي by the interference of man. Firstly, with the overhunting. Overhunting is considered one of the important causes of extinction of hundreds of reptiles and mammal species due to the absence of law of hunting and the progressive development in technology of hunting weapons. You have different varieties or different ways of hunting the living organisms. Also, the increased rate of interest in animal skin and fur to making lots of shoes and coats and bags. So this is increase their income. Overfishing. Overfishing leads to the disturbance in the aquatic ecosystem equilibrium that causes disappearance of some kinds of colored fish. Habitat destruction. يعني إيه كلمة habitat destruction? Means destroying the place where the living organisms live. Humans are destroying habitats of living organisms such as overcutting of trees in forest اللي هي بنقول عليها deforestation, as it considered the natural habitat for some insects and birds. So when they destruct their place that they live, they cannot able to adapt, so they will die and extinct. Climate change. Climate change resulting from the human activities also is happening all over the world, like flooding and drought. Also, we have the global warming. What's meant by global warming? It's increasing in the average temperature on the Earth. Environmental pollution. The environmental pollution, which is propagated in all ecosystems since the Industrial Revolution, resulting in extinction of living organisms. What is a pollution? Pollution when organisms are being harmed by a substance in their habitat. The substance causing the harm is a pollutant. طب ايه هم البولوتنتس؟ البولوتنتس include oil from tankers, poisonous substances from factories, and other substances that make our lives easier, like plastic. Animals get trapped in plastic bags or eat it, which can kill. For example, turtles try to eat the plastic bag because they think they are a jellyfish. Also, we have acidic rains. Acidic rains fall which destroy the forest trees and living organisms in lakes. Also using chemical insecticides that break down the food chains. Oil leaks in oceans and seas that also affect the life of living organisms in water. Also, we have invasive species. طب إيه هم invasive species؟ Invasive species, they are non-native living organisms. يعني إيه برضو non-native living organism؟ هم they are living organism introduced in a particular area. It competed with the native species اللي هم السكان الأصليين للهابيتات. بيتخانقوا على إيه بقى؟ on food and shelter. So it decreases the population number of the native species that leads to extinction. Appearance of new diseases. Some fungi, bacteria, and viruses, after their infections, affect the number of populations of some living organisms that leads to extinction of some species. Examples of extinct animals in recent ages: dodo bird and golden frog. Scientists go on to look for species that may be extinct. If they don't find organisms of a species, this species is said to be extinct. يعني if they don't find any organisms من السبيشيز الواحد بنقول على السبيشيز ده ايه؟ extinct. And if they find small numbers of the species, this species is said to be endangered. يعني فاضل له كده few numbers and then may lead to extinction. Examples of endangered species: panda and rhinoceros. Question time. Don't forget to answer in a comment to check it if it is right or wrong. Toads reproduce by laying eggs in water. Suggest different ways human activities reduce the population of toads in the pond. يا ريت ما تنسوش تعملوا لايك وشير وسبسكرايب عشان يجيلكم كل الفيديوهات الجديدة. Thank you and goodbye.